got to say, I'd like to hear it today. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd like to hear it today. Cooker John, OTR. Tuesday, Thursday, live streaming on YouTube, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Won't you join me, please? From somewhere in the United States of America is Trucker John OTR. Who knows where I'll be live streaming from? It could be a rest area. It could be a truck stop. Or maybe even a Walmart parking lot. That's right. Every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. It's the Trucker John OTR live stream. That's right. It's going down. It's going down. Hello, my name is John Fowler.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Let me just see here. What I'm doing? What am I doing? Nick Rich. Hey. Ooh, I am really washed out here. Ooh. Oh boy. Well, what are you gonna do? All right, so we got Jolie. Hey, Jolie. Thanks for being here. And Nick Rich. Uh, Hopefully, I'm coming through. The little music thing, the reason it wasn't coming through very good is because I was just playing it on here. Usually, I have a Bose speaker and it comes through, but that's in my truck. Um, and my truck is still in the shop. We'll talk more about that later. Um, I guess. I guess that's could be one of the many topics of discussion. But today I am. Here's the view. Oh, excuse me. From my room. I just had breakfast, so sorry. Um, this is from the 16th floor of the Stratosphere Hotel Casino. Last week I was on the 24th floor, so I've gone down 8 floors, and this time I'm on the opposite side of the building. Last time I was looking out towards the Las Vegas Boulevard and towards the front of the casino, and now I'm on the back side, if you will, and you can see this little view here is basically downtown. If you saw my videos, I posted I think over the weekend of my little adventure. I I had to go to another motel for one night down there in sort of Sketchville, and and then I took a little walk down to that Fremont Street experience, um, which is down where those cluster of buildings are. And so that's now I'm looking at that from here. Uh, so that's where I'm at. I'm at the Strat. I can sort of pan, I guess, back this way, and we get you see I-15 buzzing along with the trucks, And then out that way, if you go straight about, I don't know, 50 miles or so, you get out to Area 54. And yeah, the music was just kind of low, or it was actually I had the volume all the way up, but that's as loud as my little iPhone would go. And then you see a post window there, seal. And over there, you got the mountains, and there's a little tiny bit of snow up there at the top. That's Mount Charleston. And you can go up there, and during the winter, they have skiing up there. So you can go to Vegas in the wintertime and enjoy, whatever you do here, casinos and such, gambling, taking a show, whatever. And if you like to ski, you could drive over to Mount Charleston and go skiing. Um, so anyhow, I am here, Las Vegas, Nick Rich, 56. This is kind of what I would call my base of operations. Um, I moved. I guess you could say I moved here about 3 years ago, but I've never gotten a house. I rented a room from another driver. I was renting a room for a while, and then I had to transfer my driver's license from California to Nevada, and then, but I just never. It just doesn't make sense to me right now in my life here um, to to buy a house or even to rent an apartment or whatever, because I'm typically out on the road anywhere from 6 weeks to 2 months at a time. And when I come home, home, I'm using quotation marks now. When I come home, I guess I'll scoot over a little bit. I'm only home like a couple days, usually 2 or 3 days at the most. And this is an exception. I'll talk about this later. I'll catch you up. But so it just doesn't make sense. And since I'm alone. I'm not married. I don't have a girlfriend. Um, so there's no one at home that would be at home to take care of the house, right, or watch over the house. And because I can tell you, even when I was in California, after I broke up with my girlfriend in 2004, my baby mama. That was, or whatever year it was, around 2004, I guess. And I got into truck driving, and then I had an apartment that got broken into twice. I had a house that I was renting. It got broken into, I think, at least twice. And then I bought a house out in Rosemont, and it got broken into, I think, only once. But I had a lot of that was the big one. I had so much cool, sentimental things from my childhood that got stolen. They just went in and they stole. I mean, they stole all of my CD collection, which, whatever, lifetime of CDs. But they stole my entire baseball card collection, which was from the '60s and was like mint condition or in very good condition. They stole just whatever they could grab. I mean, they stole just my Hot Wheel car collection that I had when I was a kid. Um, so um, I know they stole thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff probably. So I'm a bit gun shy to get into another place while I'm on the road so much. So hey, Kenneth Otto, how you doing? Glad to see you. So even if I got a tiny house, I mean, eventually I'm going to get something, maybe a mobile home or a tiny house or whatever. But I don't really want to even put anything right now. All the stuff I have is in storage, and I guess that's safe there. I haven't even been there in probably over a year or 2 years since or whatever. Probably since I don't think I've been there. I think I was there a couple of times after I loaded stuff in there. So it's been like 2 or 3 years. Hopefully everything's still in there, but so yeah, I've been ripped off. I've been broken into because I'm gone so much. So this doesn't. I just for that reason, and then plus, why do I want to spend however much money I'm going to spend You can hear the train. There's a train down there, and you can see the train going by. There's the train, but yeah, I don't feel like spending money on something that I'm only going to be in like 2 nights every 2 months, right? So what I do is when I get into my home base of operations here in Las Vegas, I usually just get a hotel, and it's usually pretty cheap, and it's much cheaper than renting or I mean, or paying some type of a mortgage or something, or space rent. Even if I got a mobile home and I paid cash for it, because you could buy. There are some mobile homes there I've seen that look kind of decent. They're like 25, 30 grand, or even you could splurge a little bit. There's some for 40, 45 grand that look pretty nice. And the parks, I've driven through some of the parks there. They look halfway decent. They don't look too shady. But then you still have a space rent you got to pay. Even if I paid cash for it, then I still got to pay the space rent and all that kind of shit for something that I'm not even using. Something's just going to sit there empty for 6 weeks at a time or 2 months at a time. So right now I'm just kind of in saving mode, and then when the time comes for me to retire, then I'll get something, I guess. So anyhow, this is my home base, and let's see. I'm trying to catch up Nick Rich. Yes, on a vacation. But anyhow, so I came here. So I've been here since last week, and every 90 days I have to do an inspection on my truck. Uh, since I contract with Schneider, if I was on my own, completely on my own, then I would only have to do it once a year, I think, right? So anyhow, I took it in, and they found some stuff on it, and the place where that I went to Speed Code, and they don't do this particular work. In fact, we didn't. I didn't know exactly what it was, but the ABS light was on, and they couldn't. They said they couldn't, even if they found the codes and they ran the codes, and even they wouldn't be able to do the work on that. So I had to go. So I looked around. I went to this place called Fleet something, and they only do fleets. So and I'm not a fleet. Then I went to, I think it was Kenworth, and I went to Volvo, and I went to these places. And they kept saying you should go to Freightliner. And the only reason I didn't go to Freightliner first is because Freightliner always seems to take forever to even just to see the thing, let alone do the work. They always seem to be backed up. In other words, it's not that they're particularly slow, but they're always backed up. So anyway, I finally went to Freightliner, which is called Velocity now. And I dropped it off. I guess it was Thursday by the time I got to them. And they didn't even look at it until Friday afternoon. And then I guess someone, because they were telling me they might not even get started on it until Monday, but apparently someone looked at it. I guess they did have a mechanic over the weekend. Maybe because they were telling me that they don't even work on the weekends, but I guess there was somebody in there. Anyhow, so they sent me an email saying with an estimate because they went and found all this stuff on it, and it's like $6,100 worth of work that's supposed to be done. So that's what they're doing now, apparently. It's all this stuff. Something got the radar. They have radar, and it's supposed to it senses of the cars and it slows you down, does this automatic kind of braking, all that stuff. It's out of whack. It's out of alignment, and I guess a bracket or something got bent or broken, and so all of that. I mean, I guess mainly I think most of that is, of course, is labor. I don't think the actual parts and everything aren't that much. Like it's a few $100s. Most of that is fucking labor, man. Labor costs, but so there's that, and then plus I'm getting the batteries fixed because if you remember, I was getting batteries were dying, so I'm getting that fixed. That's $1,300 just for the batteries and stuff. So anyhow, it's in the shop still. I'm gonna call them after the show, see how they're doing. It might be done, so I might be able to finally get out of here. I've been here since it's been 1 week. I got here Tuesday so I could vote, and I voted. Congratulations to Catherine Vastos Cortez. I voted for her, and she won. Probably thanks to me, she won. And so So that's where we're at. The truck's been in the shop, and so while the truck's been there, I just been here at the Strat. I had that one night down at the Gateway Hotel Motel. I took a walk down Fremont Street, and then and I came back here. And yesterday, uh, was Sunday night? Yeah, Sunday night and Monday night. So I've been here 2 nights now. Well, time just kind of flies by. So I guess I've been here 2 nights now because I got here Sunday night back to the Strat, and really haven't done anything. I've just been hanging around in the room. I don't really gamble. I might go play some blackjack or something, but I haven't done that yet. And I just kind of walked around. It was really nice. The weather was really nice yesterday. It looks like it's going to be another nice day. A little chilly, but it's not windy or anything. Like a couple days ago, it was kind of windy. It got really cold. It felt kind of cold because of the wind. But without the wind, it gets a little bit chilly. But it's this is a nice time of year here to be here. I think it's not oppressively hot because during the summers it's been getting so hot. So. Jolie says, Gas Man is here. We'll have heat tonight. We had to sleep with heating pads and the redneck heater oven on. The door opened last night. Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad the Gas Man's there. So you guys don't freeze to death. WW 157. Hey, how you doing there, WW? Welcome to today's chat. So, anyhow, so that's what I've been just hanging out here in Vegas. Hopefully, my truck will be ready maybe today, maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure. Well, then I still have to get it inspected. But it should pass. Once they do all that stuff to it, it should pass. It should be good to go then. And then what else do I need to do? I guess that's about it. And then I just need to get back to rolling on the road. And I'm only going to be out for another week or so, and then it's Thanksgiving, and I got to get back home and visit the kids for Thanksgiving down in California. And we'll do that, and then I'll get back on the road, and then before you know it, it's Christmas, right? And then before you know it, it is. New Year's and stuff. So anyhow, glad to see you. We got it says there's 8 people in there, and that's great. So make sure you hit the thumbs up. There's 9. We got 4 thumbs up. So hopefully we can get 9 thumbs up. Would be great if you hit the thumbs up button, and make sure you like and subscribe, and share. Hit the share button. That's one thing I've been doing when I go on people's streams or. I go ahead and share, and I just share it to Facebook. I share it to Twitter. I share it to the community page. It's not that hard to do, and I think it really helps to promote those shows and those channels. So hit the share button and share it to your little heart's content. You can copy the link and share it that way too. So share, subscribe, like. That would be great. I don't know, butts. Did I say butt or something? I don't know. Your dispatch don't seem to care about your costs. Well, I don't have dispatch really. I mean, I'm an owner operator or an independent contractor, but I do contract with Schneider. See if they're butts. No, I have no complaints with my business owner. I think they call it a business owner associate. I really don't have any complaints with them, but I do have complaints with the way the freight has been in the last couple of months. But I don't think it's in their control. They want the drivers rolling. They want to move freight. I think it's just the supply chain issues that have kind of caught up to the supply chain. And hopefully, I haven't really, actually, since I've been off this week, I really haven't even checked the load board. I should, well, I will for sure today. Once the show's over, I'll get on the load board and see how things are looking. Hopefully, things are picking up. and we'll get sort of a Christmas rush type of thing. But I don't know. I don't know, man. We'll see. Um, Kidvato says share. Oh, share. Like, because if you could turn back time, you wouldn't have. You would have already liked this. Lol. If I could turn back time. I wish I was like House Sparks. He memorizes. He probably knows that song by heart. He probably knows every song by heart. I can't. I could hear a song a million times, and I don't know. Other than that first like sort of title chorus there, I don't know. Uh, that's as far as I can go. I don't know. There's just something, a mental block or something. But dad jokes. So so yeah, I'm here. I'm in Vegas. I voted. We've got at least our senator won. We lost our governor, but that was weird. How people split the ticket. You know, I mean, I voted for Sisolak. He was a Democrat, and the incumbent, and somehow he lost. It's weird, very very weird, how people vote. Um, I mean, they voted for Cortez Bastos. Why didn't they vote for Sisolak? That doesn't make sense to me. Why would you vote for a Democratic senator but a Republican governor? That does not make sense to me. It does not compute. Does not compute. But anyhow, at least we got the Senate. That's the main thing. Um, and then I was talking about, there were some people I was on Twitter because there was you know how states have propositions, and like in here in Nevada they call it question instead of, like I'm from California basically originally. I'm born and raised there, and we had propositions, and I know other states that they call it propositions, right? Something that you can vote, where the people can vote for these to make things into a law, right? Hey, looks like the Jewish Redneck Prepper. Howdy, folks. Shalom. Well, shalom there. Looks like a new person. Make sure you hit the like button and share and subscribe. Welcome to the club. Glad to see you. Um, if you want to tell us how you heard about the show, that'd be great. What brought you here? But anyhow, where was I at? Oh yeah. So here they have question. They had question 1, 2, and 3. See, question 1 was about basically about equal rights, about equality. I voted yes, so I voted yes on that. It was about putting, I guess, into the Constitution, the Nevada Constitution, more equal rights for everyone, for gay rights and women's rights, uh, trans rights, all that. So I voted yes on that. I think question 2 was about raising minimum wage to, I think, $12 an hour, and it doesn't start until 2026 or something, I think, and they kind of phase it in. I voted yes on that. And then question 3 was about um, basically changing the primaries from a closed primary system into a jungle primary system. And the second part of it is about uh, instituting ranked choice voting. I guess it's in the general. It wouldn't be in the primary. It'd be in the general election. So what they want to do is make a jungle primary where anyone can vote for um, anyone. In other words, you can be unaffiliated, not affiliated with any party, or you could be in some third party or whatever, and you can vote for the Democrat nominee, or you can vote for the Republican nominee, or whatever, or some other person that's not in any of those groups. It's just an open jungle primary, and then the top 5 people from that primary uh, that that top five getters in the primary, they move on to the general election, and then um, and then so yes, and then it goes into choice voting from there. Um, I had a lot of problems with that proposition, so I voted no on it because I don't like jungle primaries. I didn't like it when California did it 10 years ago or so. I don't like, and I don't. I'm kind of against it. I think that if you want to vote for a Democrat in the primary, then you need to be a Democrat. If you want to vote for the Republican nominee in the primary, then you need to be a Republican. And the way that they are selling this in their commercials and in their print ads and everything else is that there are 700,000 Nevadans that um, can't vote or are being disenfranchised or whatever because they can't vote in the primary. Well, fucking bullshit. You can vote in the primary for all the other things that aren't partisan, and there's nothing, you know, it's none of and if you're not a registered Democrat or if you're not a registered Republican, then it really should be none of your goddamn business who the nominee is. If you're so concerned about it, then fucking join the goddamn one of those parties. That's my feeling. Okay, but they try to present this whole thing that they can't vote. It's just a bullshit thing. Uh, the ranked choice voting part of it, um, I really don't have a problem with that because I know that I used to be in a union. I used to work for the Postal Service. I was a automation clerk. I worked in automation, and I was a shop steward for a while. And I actually ran for president for our local union office. Um, and I looked into this thing because we didn't have ranked choice voting or what they would call instant runoff voting is what I think they were calling it then. And but a lot of other locals, I did some research. A lot of other locals around the country. This is back in the 90s. I guess this would be late 90s when I did this. And 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 this is before. I mean, it was a lot harder to research. This was before, way. This is like in what 98, 97, 98. So this is way before anything. There was nothing. There was not even MySpace was not even on yet. I mean, there was nothing. But there was like Yahoo search group. I think it was Yahoo had like uh, chat rooms. You could go to chat rooms, these chat rooms with other locals, like in Ohio and in Illinois and all these places. I contacted these places and they told me about they had instant runoff voting, and they kind of explained to me how it worked, and it'd be that if no one got over 50% of the vote, then it would just be an instant runoff between the ranked choices. They would tabulate it's just the whole thing. You tabulate until it's a process of elimination until you get to finally you get to uh, the nominee or whatever the candidate that goes over 50%, and then that would be the winner, right? I know I'm not explaining it right because it is kind of complicated, but uh, in our local we didn't do that. It was just whoever got the most votes won, even if it was less than 50%. And the reason I was looking at that is because we had about 5 people running. We had the incumbent president, and then a bunch of us were kind of dissatisfied with that president, and so we decided to run against him. And there was like 4 of us that were running against him. And someone suggested to me, they said, "Hey, look, you're gonna you guys are all just gonna like take votes away from each other. You guys need to draw straws or have a little powwow and decide which one of you is going to take on the incumbent president, because otherwise you're just going to cancel each other out." And that guy ended up being right. And I said, "Yeah, that's a good idea." And I actually went out and talked to a couple of the other candidates. I don't think I talked to everybody. I think there was me and three other people. I know I talked to at least two other people, and I said that. I said, look, we need to decide. But I wanted to run, and they wanted to run, but I was willing to do like, okay, we'll just draw names out of a hat. And they wouldn't do it. They didn't want to take the chance of not being drawn or whatever. And so that's why I was looking into this rate trace winning thing because I was afraid that that was going to happen. Anyhow, no one would do it. No one would change it. Um, it was too late to try to change that to that system for for that election. You know, I couldn't just go in and change the voting system then. It would have to be like for the next one, right? So we were stuck with that system that we had for that election, and so yeah, I ran a pretty good campaign and I did pretty well. I mean, I came in second place, and I got quite a lot of votes, just behind the incumbent. The incumbent guy won, but you know, those other three people behind me, I'm sure, took votes away from me. So I see the value of a ranked choice system, especially like local unions and small kind of organizations like that. It avoids a costly runoff election. You know, those things cost money to run those things. So that way it eliminates that cost. It's just instant. You can do an instant runoff, or you can do it like our local did. It was just whoever gets the most wins, even if you come in at 46% or something, you know, or 43% or whatever. You're under 50%, but you got the most votes, so you win. So you can do it that way too. And I don't really like that. But anyhow, um, so I understand the kind of the value of the ranked choice voting system, and I think it's okay. I think it's good. But when you're talking about like a national thing, talking about these big elections, I don't know. I'm sure. Well, I don't know if it's necessary. I mean, I guess it would come in handy, like if in Georgia, if they had ranked choice voting right now, and we could maybe avoid that runoff between Warnock and Walker. Um, if they had ranked choice voting, it would automatically go to an instant runoff, you know. But anyhow, okay, Nick Rich, it's good having you in here. Yeah, catch up on the replay. Catch you on the flip side, and we'll be here Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So thanks for being here, Nick Rich, 56. Um, so anyhow, okay. That was question 3. I voted no on that. Now I was just looking at the chat. Nick Rich says, "Vote your conscience." Yeah, you vote your conscience, but I vote. I'm a I'm a registered Democrat, lifelong Democrat. Um, if I thought that the candidates that they were putting out were so horrible, then I would leave the party. In fact, I have I guess a dirty little confession is I did leave the party for a little bit. I say lifelong because I still ended up voting for Democrats. But in the '90s, when Clinton was president, it wasn't so much I was upset with Clinton because I liked Clinton. I thought he was okay. Um, but it just seemed to me like everything going through the Senate was so like watered down and so compromised, and it really was kind of hard to tell a difference between the Republicans and the Democrats. They seemed like the same thing to me in the mid to late '90s. And so I changed my registration from Democrat to Libertarian. But that was before I really knew what libertarians were. I just thought libertarians there's an aspect of libertarianism that is like, yeah, we should all be allowed to have the freedom to do whatever we want to do, as long as we don't hurt anyone else, right? Or as long as we don't steal or from anyone or destroy their property or physically hurt anyone or anything like that, then we should be allowed to do it. And that is a part of libertarianism that I agree with, and I think a lot of people agree with, whether you're a libertarian or not. I think we probably there are probably lots of Republicans that feel that way. There are lots of Democrats that feel that way. But then once I got into it and I saw the weirdos and the freaks that they were putting up, and that they were really just sort of like Republicans on steroids. They were just really like um, everything that they would talk about was about taxes and not wanting to pay taxes, and not really wanting anything to be funded by the government, for everything to be privatized. And I was like, okay, you guys are crazy. You're nutbags. And then by the time the next election came around, I re-registered as a Democrat, and I voted. And this was coming up on 2000, and so um, and even I guess the midterm 78, I mean 80, 98. Um, I still voted for Democrats, and everything. So but I did have this little period of time where I was technically, I guess, a libertarian, but then I got out of it because like, no, you guys are freaks, you're weirdos, and I can't go along with that. So I went back to the Democratic Party. But anyhow, so I vote for Democrats. And if I didn't, then why would I be a Democrat? Why would I not vote for Democrats? Um, if I if I'm in that party, I'll just be if I really don't like the party that much, and I don't like Republican Party, I don't like Libertarian Party, or whatever, then I would just be an independent or a non-affiliated voter or whatever they call it. That's what I would do. And then I guess you vote with your conscience, and then you vote, and you split your vote, and then you end up with split houses of Congress, and nothing gets done. All right. So I believe I believe in the Democratic Party. It's not perfect. It has flaws. They've made mistakes, sure, but overall, generally speaking, I agree with the platforms that they've had over the years. I identify with that, and I like the candidates much better than anyone else, than any other party, and so it makes sense to me just to go ahead and vote down ticket the whole damn thing, right? I don't want a split ticket, and I don't want a Republican governor and a if I'm a Democrat, I don't want a Republican governor. I don't want a Republican president. Makes no sense to me. Because I've never seen one that's worth a damn. To tell the truth, in my lifetime, not one Republican president has been worth a goddamn. And I can't think of any senators that are worth the shit. Not even John McCain. People like to put him up on a big pedestal, and maybe he did some good things here and there, but overall he was still a Republican, and who thought that milk was $50 a gallon because he was so fucking out of touch. You know. So toll roads and bridges across the nation. Yeah, they wanted us to do all that. I had a teacher friend. This is from West Webb. I had a teacher friend running for Congress in the Democratic Party. That's the main reason I took that ballot. My friend lost. Figurehead on a vast system. And Jolie, yep, go ahead and support Chugga Drawn Show. So anyhow, that was my thing. And so anyhow, on Twitter. So here's the deal. On Twitter, somebody had posted about question 3. I guess they would say something like, or it was actually they have the voting updates on Twitter, and so since I'm in Nevada, it had like the Nevada voting update. So I clicked on it, and then it said question 3 passed, and then I just made a comment. I posted a comment and said something like, I didn't vote for this piece of shit, and I'm not voting for it again, because now it's going to come up for, in the. I guess it'll come up in. It has to pass 2 elections, like so this one and then the next one in 2024. It'll have to pass again in order for it to be adapted into the Nevada, I guess, constitution, state constitution. So anyhow, I just voted something like I posted like I voted no on this piece of shit, and I ain't voting for it in the next election. And I think that's all I said. And then so I got a bunch of comments from all these like pro question 3 people, and it was interesting. I mean, it wasn't really bad or anything. It was actually an interesting kind of back and forth. And hey, there's Jenny Shannon, years. What are you saying? Eisenhower is great. Okay, I go, but I just go to 1960 because that's the year I was born. Um, Anything before that, I don't know anything about it. I mean, yeah, Eisenhower seemed like a great guy, great general in World War II, and probably the last uh, Republican president that was worth a damn. Okay, it's probably Ike. Okay, so yeah, I stand corrected on that. But as far as within my lifetime, uh, Nixon was a piece of shit. Jerry Ford was a clown. Reagan was an asshole. H.W. the first Bush one was uh, just a nothing turd burger. W was an idiot, and Trump. Well, we know Trump, the biggest fucking moron that ever walked the face of the earth, as far as I'm concerned. So within my lifetime, there's not been any Republican presidents worth a damn, and I think the whole party hasn't really been worth a damn. If I want to go pre 1960, that's I'm not really a historian, so. But yeah, but Eisenhower, as far as I know, he was probably pretty good. If he were alive today and running in politics, he'd probably be a Democrat. I bet you. Can't hear over ambient noise via AirPods. You're wearing AirPods, Kenneth? Because um, I think there is. I don't know. I do hear something, but I don't think my air conditioner's running. Anyhow, hopefully everybody can hear. Um, so yeah, anyhow, yeah, Eisenhower I think was good, but like I said, within my lifetime, they've all been shit. And so anyhow, but going back to the thing about the question three in Nevada, so we kind of had a little back and forth there, and then I welcomed those people. I said, hey, look, I do my show. I'll be on Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific time on my channel. Just hit the link that's on my profile, and we can discuss this. But as far as I know, none of them have showed up. So they're probably just gutless little cowards. I think that this question three is really. I did a little bit of research into it. It seems to be because I was wondering where's the backing coming from. Where is the is it from the right? Is it from the left? And it's kind of a mixed. Actually, kind of looks like a mixed kind of crowd. They're the same people who got the ranked choice voting, and they got the top five jungle primary thing in Alaska. They're the ones that did that, and their goal is to now they want to do Nevada and was it I think they want to change California, even though California has a jungle primary. I think they want to do California because right now California the way they do it, it's like you have the jungle primary and the top two just go on to the general. And it doesn't matter. It could be two Republicans, it could be two Democrats, it could be two independents, whatever. And they want to change that to a top five. So their goal is now to get Nevada and California, and then their goal is just to keep spreading out to more and more states from there. The person who started it was actually, I think, if I remember the research I did, it was a woman who comes from she's sort of a multi-millionaire, comes from this family that owns a big food processing or food distributor in Illinois. But she worked on she worked on the Obama administration as something. So I'm assuming she's a Democrat. I don't know. And then she worked with, but then there were other people. I remember looking in the research. There were Republicans in there, but it's all sort of these big money, rich people, and they want to come in and I don't know, just play havoc with the system, and I just see it as a way to, I don't know, to try to bombard a primary with, let's say, all Republicans or something, or get a bunch of Republicans in there and try to sort of cock block the Democrats. That's the way I look at it. But hey, the furniture's running. All right, Jolie, awesome. Now you guys can be more comfortable. Ooh, now it feels hot. Uh-oh. But as far as that goes, that did kind of backfire in California. There were some house, I think it was some state legislatures seats where they ran a bunch of Republicans in these primaries, and then they ended up canceling each other out. And these were house, a couple of house districts, and I think this is state, not U.S. But they were, and this is like in the Central Valley, like in Fresno and around there, which is all farms and all agriculture, and it's a lot of red districts, right? And but it ended up backfiring, where they lost, I think, two or three of those districts to the Democrats because they ran so many Republicans in there that they all canceled each other out. So it can backfire. These kind of schemes and stuff can backfire on them. So anyhow, I voted no on question three. I really don't like jungle primaries, and I don't like and the thing I don't like about the way they promoted that, like I said, through their TV spots and their print ads and things, was that this was about um, giving everyone the opportunity to vote. All these poor little independents, they can vote in the general election. There's nothing stopping, and in the primary, they can vote for all the nonpartisan, like the questions and all the nonpartisan. There are nonpartisan things that are on the ballot, and they can vote for those, and they can vote for in the general election everything that's all of the various seats, and from president on down to dog catcher. So, uh, but they make it sound like people are being shut out from voting just because they're not registered with a party and they can't vote for that party's nominee. So boo hoo hoo, fucking join a party then. I'm still standing by that. I still agree with that. No matter what these fucking question three, yes on question three freaks say. And I gave them opportunity to come here and discuss it, and obviously they don't have balls enough to do it. So I'll go back. I'll probably go back on Twitter and tell them that I was waiting for them, and they didn't have balls to show up. Anyhow, so West Webb has a space heater at my feet, fully clothed but wearing a bathrobe. It has been snowing outside. Wow, you guys are getting snow. Out here, we got some bright blue skies, and I'm not sure the outside temperature might be in the 50s, maybe in the 50s yesterday. Not sure what the high was. We might have got up in the 60s. Um, but that's what it's looking like in Vegas today. West Webb says Illinois approved collective bargaining if the referendum holds. The right to unionize will be in the state constitution. Wow, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool. It'd be nice to see unions make a comeback. After Reagan basically, demonized them so much, all the Reagan what do you call it? The Reagan followers or whatever were all, buying all the bullshit about how evil unions are. And look, unions aren't perfect either. Just like the Democratic Party is not perfect, the unions aren't perfect either. There are bad unions and bad union people, and bad practices, and there are stories of, intimidation and extortion and mob ties and all that kind of shit. And yeah, that shit has happened. But overall, generally speaking, unions are a good thing. unions, collective bargaining, and negotiating the best wages, the best working conditions, safety and health, all of that um, are a good thing. And so overall, it's the best thing, I think. Hey, we got 10 people in the chat. Oh, down to 9. But hey, we got 7 thumbs up. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. Uh, okay, so anyhow, I've been gabbing about stuff. What else should we gab about? Anything going on? Um, Katie Hobbs finally beat Kerry Lake. That's cool. That was cool. I sent a $10 donation to the Raphael Warnock campaign on day one. I think it was the first day after they announced the runoff. I keep getting these like Act Blue and all these different Democratic things in my Gmail. And so the first thing I did is I just went ahead and did $10 because they said, "Could you send $10?" I was like, "Yeah, I can send $10." So I sent him $10. Um, and I know it's not like a ton of money, but if everybody sent him $10, that'd be a lot of money. So hopefully everyone will. I think send a 5, 10, $20, whatever, over to the Warnock campaign. It would be pretty awesome if we could get that extra seat. And not only that, but Herschel Walker is another moron, another weirdo moron. Why would we want a weirdo moron like Herschel Walker in the Senate, regardless of the party that he's in? Now, granted, I did make a video on this. It's got over 500 views, um, saying that if the shoe were on the other foot, um, and let's just say Herschel Walker being the same exact person that he is, the same dirtbag, same asshole, same dumb shit that he is. But if he was the Republican, if he was the Democrat, I would vote. I would still vote for the motherfucker. I'm sorry, I would, because I'm a Democrat, and we need the numbers. We, even though if let's say all the numbers are the same, and even though let's say if Walker was a Democrat and he didn't win, and the Republican won, whoever it might be, if it was Warnock, because we're doing this kind of weird switch thing, right? And it would still be, and then we'd be back to the 50-50 Senate, and we still would have the Kamala Harris tiebreaker. But still, I think I would still vote for him. But I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe since we have the tiebreaker in Kamala Harris, maybe I wouldn't vote for him. But I can understand. But can you understand, like, if the shoe was on the other foot, if the roles were reversed, and our guy was the idiot moron dirtbag scumbag, but we're in this like virtual tie, and everything goes down to majorities and majority rule, wouldn't you think about it? Wouldn't that at least be, or would it be an automatic, no, I'm not voting for him because he's this violent person, and he is a total hypocrite when it comes to abortion issues, and everything he does is hypocritical, right? He's really not senatorial material as far as I'm concerned. He's not up to the job. He's not qualified at all. Okay, but would you at least still think about it? Like, you're a registered Democrat, you believe in the Democratic Party, you believe in the platforms, you identify with it, and that's what you've been. Like me, I've been, like I said, all my life. Would you at least, and like I said, if Walker was our guy, you would have to at least contemplate voting for him. Think about voting for him, because you need that. And now, like I said, now that Mastos Cortez has won, and all the other senators won, and so now we're at least guaranteed a 50-50 tie. that does kind of change things. But let's say before that, let's say heading into the primary before we knew any of the results, what then I would probably vote for him. I, I'm almost certain I would, even though I don't like. Let's say and say nothing has changed about him. He's the same guy that we know, right? I think I would probably vote for him. So, and that's why when people say, why are these Republicans voting for him? Because they know that it's a 50-50 tie, or they're trying to get to a 50-50 tie, and before the election, they were hoping to get more seats. Even they were hoping to go up. You know, some people were saying they would get 55 or 56. So it's about that does play an important role, whether you want to admit it or not. That does, at least for people who think about that kind of stuff. Some people don't even think about that type of thing. So I don't know. But anyhow, that's all a hypothetical, and the reality is, Warnock is our guy, and he's a good guy, and Walker's an idiot, and he's a hypocrite. It'd be one thing if he'd come out right when he started running and say, "Hey, look, I've done some really bad stuff in my life, in my past. Uh, I'm not proud of it. I'm ashamed of it, but I've done everything I can to make amends, and I've turned my life around, and I've tried to be more active with my kids, and I've tried to, I've denounced that type of lifestyle, whatever, and I've made peace with myself and with my God, and I'm turning the leaf, and I'm going forward and becoming a better person and being a better man." If he had said that, then all that shit that happened, I wouldn't even regard it. I mean, it would be like, okay, that's great. I mean, but he didn't at first he didn't say anything, and then when the stuff started coming out about all these abortions and about pointing his gun at his girlfriend's head and telling he's going to blow her head off, and but all these kids that he has, and he doesn't pay any part in their life, and he tries to ditch them and everything. Then when that stuff started coming out, his first thing was to deny it. Say, no, that's not true. That didn't happen. That's a lie. These are all lies. People are just saying lies. So, and then when he couldn't run away from it anymore, then he would try to make up with these excuses, and it was just lies and excuses and bullshit and denial. So, what are you gonna do? I can't give that guy any kind of type of pass or any type of, you know, I can't say, hey, good for you, so, but yeah, I think he's going to lose. I think Warnock's going to win. But, so if you got a few bucks to send to Warnock campaign, send him $5, $10, $20, whatever. And then hopefully, on December 6th, 6th, we'll have our 51st, Republican in the Senate coming up. Okay, so just looking at the chat, guys are talking about signs and stuff here. I kind of missed a lot of what you guys are saying. Okay, you got the collective bargaining. I did right after they declared a runoff, so West sent some money to Warnock. Jolie says Lake lost. Hal called that one too. More gloating. Oh yeah, lots of gloating. Well-deserved gloating for Hal. Yeah. Westwood Lake will not concede. She's basing her fame on this. She's campaigning for VP. Westweb says. Jolie says I'm sending Warnock money. I also sent money to Fetterman and Beto. Totally gutted. Beto lost. Yeah, but he did get really, really close, and it's Texas, you know. Maybe the next one. Maybe we'll get the next one. Westwood, me too, Julie. We must think alike, except Beto sent me a large road sign. I live in Illinois. That's funny. West Web, I decided that if you want, I'd put it out in one. Except we don't put up political signs in my neighborhood. Jolie says, I guess $25 doesn't get you a road sign. I don't have a lot of money, but I send what I can. Hey, Jolie, I only sent $10. If we all send a little, it adds up, though. Yeah, that's right. West Webb, even if he is forgiven, that doesn't mean you have to vote for him. No, no, no. I'm just saying that um, I would at least, um, I guess, understand why people would vote for him if he had done the things that the way I laid it out. But since he didn't do any of that, then I don't know how he came so close. It shouldn't have been that close. I guess is what I'm trying to get at. I'm pretty sure that he is already going to win. Has anybody heard about the House? Wes, you think Warnock's going to win? I hope that's what you're saying. And the House, I haven't heard. The last thing I heard was last night. I thought some Dems picked up some more seats in California, maybe, but we're still shy of the 218. No one, I don't think, I haven't checked this morning, so I don't know. But as of last night, no one had hit 218 yet. I don't think so. The amount is not important, says Wes. Jolie, I haven't heard anything yet. And then Wes says the amount is important. Yeah, I sent $10. Jolie sent $25. I don't know how much Wes Webb sent, but he got a big giant yard sign out of it. It might be the thoughts are like prayers. I really do believe. And also, it is the aggregate. It adds up. If everyone send a buck, even, that could add up to a lot. Yes, Warnock will win, hands down. I think so too. GP was having a tentative speaker vote today. Oh. So who do you think it's going to be? Is it going to be? Kevin McCarthy or Jim Jordan? Because I've been hearing Jim Jordan. Both of them scumbags. Both of them just despicable little scumbags. Be interesting to see how that comes out, how that turns out. Yeah, but tentative being the key word because we still don't know. As far as I know, like I said, I haven't checked the news or anything. Little Jimmy, that would be funny. Yeah. He might actually have to put on a jacket, a suit jacket, right? Definitely scumbags. Yeah. I don't know. Do you guys hear a humming? Because I think it's coming from outside. It must be because there's nothing running in here, but I hear something. Maybe just the building. It's a big giant building, so they have stuff running. All their units and stuff, I guess, are outside. It kind of feels like it's coming through the window, the noise. That's sort of like, I don't know. Anyhow, hope it's not too loud. So we'll see. Hopefully, we will, like I say, we'll get that 51st Senate seat. Hopefully, we'll get the House. Actually, between the two, getting the House is more important than getting Warnock, I think, right? But I would love to see Warnock win and get 6 more years. And hopefully keep, Georgia on that path. Maybe someday Georgia will have, 2 Democratic senators and a Democratic governor. I think that'd be nice. Westwood, I'm on my stereo now, and it blends in with the fans and motors. Ambiance. So you can hear it, huh? Yeah, I guess it's from down there. It's like this steady rush of noise. Hey, Saddle Judy. Been watching. Vegas looks like so much fun. Maybe someday I will get to see it. Yeah, you should come down and check it out. I mean, you know, it's it can be fun, but it's also kind of grimy and dirty. You see a lot of when you're walking around, you see all the grime and the dirt, and you think they should clean this place up a little bit better. You know, the sidewalks are dirty and grimy. Um, and there really isn't any good deals like there used to be. You know, it seems like I lived in California and I only lived about 2 or 3 hours away from here, and so we would come here a lot. You know, like I would come here with my parents when I was a kid, and then as I got older and in my 20s and stuff, I would come here a lot with my friends, and you could really get good deals on hotels. You could get good deals on food, and you could find blackjack tables. Even back then, they were like, you could find dollar tables where you could play $1 a hand. And now I think the lowest I've seen is $10 a hand on a live table. You can still find some machines, which I play. I usually just play the machines, um, and I usually do pretty good on them because people don't trust the machines. It's either you don't trust the machines because you think the machines are rigged, or you don't trust the table because you think the dealers are, card sharks or whatever. So it comes to a point then, well, then just, I guess you just can't gamble because you don't trust anything. But yeah, I usually play the machines because I could play I can find machines that have 50 cent and dollar minimums, and I think there might even be some 25 cent machines. But as far as a live table, I think that even downtown there were like $10 tables, and usually you used to be able to go downtown, and that's where you could find the dollar tables and the $2 tables, and then there were places uptown where you could find a $5 table. I don't even know, but they're up what they are now. I mean, like here at the Strat, I play the machine. I don't even play the live table. I should go check out what the minimum is. I haven't even checked it out. I bet it's at least $10. And I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play $10 a hand unless I come with a big giant wallet, which I don't have. Then I'm not gonna play $10 minimum. It takes the fun out of it for me. I like playing $2, maybe I'll go up to $5. And that's about it. So that's why I don't play that much because the prices have gone up so much. Um, and I'll just find a table and I'll find a machine where I can play for like $1 a hand or something. And then my rule is, if I put $20 in, I usually just put $20 in, or maybe I'll put $40 in, or whatever. And if I lose half of my money I started off with, then I quit. And if I double my money, then I get up and quit. That's my rule. So I'm only going to win if I put in $40. I'm only going to win another 40. I'm only going to walk away with $80. It's not like I'm going to unless I'm playing one of those ones where they have these. Sometimes you do these side bets, and sometimes there's the things where occasionally I'll do the things where, like, if you get a match, royal thing or whatever, they have these little jackpots. And I have actually won some of those side bets where I won, like, I don't know, I think I won a couple $100 or something, but I usually just like to play it just straight to $5 a hand, and then sometimes I could just milk. I could put a $20 bill in there, and sometimes I could just play for 5-6 hours on that $20. A couple of helicopters going by out there. But so anyhow, let's see. What was the chat? I missed the chat again. So yeah, Seattle Judy. Yeah, let's check it out though. It's a good time of the year to be here. It's not really hot. It will get kind of cold here in the winter, though. So if you come in the winter, you might want to pack a nice jacket. Um, of course, I think Hal put some liminal messages in his loops. West Webb says. West Webb, is there still a visitor center where you could get cheap hotel and show tickets? I think they do have that. I never really checked it out, but I just remember seeing it still on the strip somewhere. West Webb, my first time in a casino was Atlantic City. I walked in the door and put a quarter in a Jeopardy machine. Won $25. Hey, that's a pretty good return on investment. Canado says, hi Judy. West Webb, a friend has slots in his bar, makes almost as much as he does on the food. West Webb, I let myself lose $20, then I cut myself off. I had a cup of full of quarters in AC in Atlantic City. Finally poured them into friends' cups and went out on the boardwalk. More fun out there. Sandals G says, hello, Kenneth. And I was with a friend of a friend playing slots, and she won $600. Wanted me by her the rest of the night. Kind of creepy. Well, you're good luck. You bring the good luck. You know, gamblers can get that way. It's like, oh, you're my good luck piece or whatever. So anyhow, I really haven't gambled. When I did my boardwalk, I mean my Fremont Street, not boardwalk, my Fremont Street walk. I put $20 into a poker machine, and I played some poker for a little bit, and I actually was more than doubled my money, and then I lost a few hands, and then I got back to $40, and I put in 20, then I got back down to 40 and said, okay, I'm going to quit. So I quit at 40 because I didn't want to lose it all back, Jolie says, I've only been to a casino once. Went with my parents. They gave me $20. I won $60 in the first 30 minutes. Then wouldn't play anymore. My parents were so irritated. I didn't want to lose my $60. West Webb, laughing out loud. No fun winning, Jolie. Hey, good for you, Jolie. I've seen so many times, and even I've done it where, in the past, times where, and that's kind of where I instituted that my thing, where if I lose half of what I started off with, I quit, and when I double my money, I usually quit, or maybe I'll play a little. If I'm on a roll, maybe I'll play a little bit more, and then if I start losing again, I'll quit. Hopefully, before I'm under that doubling, right? And the reason I did that is because I remember there were a few times in my 20s, maybe even in my early 30s, where I would be up, and then I would keep going, and then I would start losing, and then you're losing, and then you kind of lose it all. Then you put some more money, and then you're trying to chase that win because you're like, oh, I was up, I could get back up there again, and then you start chasing it, right? And then I remember one time where, man, well, this was after I got divorced, like in the early '90s. I was married, and I got divorced, and I was kind of going through some weird shit, I guess. And I came here to Vegas, and I remember I got all fucked up, and I was like, oh, I don't know, this is a whole thing. But I remember I was gambling, and I remember just getting all fucked up, and I was losing, and I was trying to chase the money and trying to win the money back. And I remember I kept going to the ATM machines and drawing out money. I think I went through for me, I don't know. I want to say I went through like $3,000 or something in that night, which for me is a lot of money, especially then. And I just, I don't know. I think I woke up somewhere on the street or something. I was really weird, and I think ever since that was like in '91 or '92. That was the last time I ever did anything like that. Really, one of the only times I was that bad, and that's when I kind of said, okay, never again, ever, 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 don't ever do anything that stupid again. You're not going to chase. Once you start losing, you can't chase that. that to try to win it back. You're not going to win it back. You're just going to keep losing. So that's why I made that kind of rule where if I lose half of what I started off with, I quit. And then if I double my money, I might quit. I might do a few more, but then if I start losing, then I quit definitely. And I've stuck to that pretty much ever since. So, Sandra G says, Trucker John, have you ever won a jackpot? I hope you have good luck and thoughts with those machines. Well, I've won some jackpots. Nothing really big. My parents used to come here a lot, and it seems like my mom would always win. Like, usually when we were about to leave, and then she would win like, and this is back in like the late '60s and in the '70s. So this was a lot of money. She would win like $1,200 or something, or $800 or $900 or $1,200, and then she'd be like, and then she'd always say, "Well, this paid for the trip, and plus an extra, because I mean this is like I said, it was like the '70s. That was a lot of money, man." And it seems like she would always luck out there and hit a big jackpot. But I've only hit like I don't think I've ever won more than I don't know a few $100 at a time or a jackpot. I'm trying to think if I've never hit anything really big. I think I might have hit an $800 one once, but usually not too much. And like I said, I don't usually do like slot machines. I don't really like slot machines. I like poker and blackjack. That's mainly all I play. But sometimes I'll do like these slots and things are going around, and that's really I think where I've won the biggest jackpots. But you know, I usually just play blackjack. Julie says my parents love gambling, not me. I spent the rest of the night at the bar drinking free sodas. Wouldn't even spend my $60 on any drinks. That's funny. Jolie says at West Web, I spent $5 on Powerball and was super pissed I didn't win the 2 million. I know. I get that way too. I get so pissed that I don't even play. West Web, I won $1,200 when the lottery first started in Illinois. Back then, I didn't have so much. Jolie, how? Oh, okay. Jolie said that. Yeah. Push that link there. Buy me a coffee. West Web, I have probably still spent more gambling than I have won. Oh yeah. How much coffee does John drink? I guess you're talking to me. I guess I'm the only John here. How much coffee do I drink? Well, I drink this. That's it in the morning. So however many ounces this is, probably I think it's only like 20 ounces. Um, and I usually I like coffee with my breakfast. I had breakfast this morning, and so I get coffee whenever I go to a restaurant for breakfast. I have coffee. Um, so 2 or 3 refills probably, and then that's it for the day. I don't drink coffee during the day, but I do usually drink a soda, and then I try to just drink the rest just water. But I might have a Coke or an iced tea for lunch, um, and then the rest just water. Sometimes I like orange juice too for like breakfast. Usually, breakfast is usually occasionally orange juice. I haven't had orange juice probably like in a week, but but orange juice and coffee are my breakfast drinks, and then for lunch usually iced tea or a Coke or soda of some sort, and then the rest of the day it's usually just water. So that's my drinking habits. I did have 2 beers, and I don't drink very much beer, and I don't drink that much. But when I was at I guess that was Saturday night when I got that hotel Saturday, and there was that Mexican restaurant right next door. I went there for lunch. Actually, just before I checked in, I guess, and I went there for lunch, and I I had 2 beers because there's something about a nice Mexican restaurant, and it was actually a nice Mexican restaurant, and the food was really good. I got tamales. 'Cause I don't usually get tamales, but they had these signs all over the place like these world famous tamales. So I was like, well, I guess I got to try the tamales. And the tamales were actually really good. I got the pork. And there's something about being in these kind of authentic kind of Mexican restaurants where I'm like, well, I want to get a beer, so I got a beer, and then I got another one, so I had two beers, two Modelo's with my meal. Um, Seattle Julie says, I don't believe I would be good at gambling. No, wait. I believe I would be good at gambling. No, wait, no. Wait, start over. I don't believe I would be good at gambling. I can predict I would lose. Well, that's not a good attitude. I mean, you got to be positive. Think positive there, Seattle Judy. Jolie says, can't chat anymore. We'll be driving to pick my daughter up from the airport. I will be listening, though, and have a hands-free device. Trolls, still beware. It only takes one click to remove you. All right, Jolie. I'll probably be wrapping up pretty quick here. Oh, it's been almost an hour and a half, so um, I'll probably be wrapping it up pretty quick, pretty soon. But thanks for being here. Thanks for all your help. And we'll see you Thursday for sure. See you in the chats over there at Hal and the other places. Ken Lotto says, hi, Jolie. Wes Webb says, I'm not allowed to drink beers, so I only drink it when I go out. Vodka and seltzer at home. Ken Lotto, hi, Joker John. I thought I said hi earlier to you, Kenneth. But hi again. Glad you're here. Glad to see you in the chat. What do you mean you're not allowed to drink beer? You gotta sneak out and drink it, huh? Vodka and so, but you're allowed to drink vodka at home. Whatever. Anyhow, um, so that's my drinking habits. You have a degenerative disease called gout. So you have gout, but vodka's okay with the gout. Anyhow, well, just be careful, Wes. Be careful out there. Don't want you getting you know sicker or whatever. Kenneth Otto, you probably did, but it's been hard to hear you on mobile devices with limited gain or audio. Okay. West Webb, the amino acids in beer go straight to my joints. Is that good or bad? It seems like that would be bad. I mean, it seems like that would be good. Amino acids, right? Wine and whiskey are fine with gout. Huh. All right. Well, yeah, drink the wine and the whiskey then. There's some good whiskeys out there. Which one is it? What is Jameson? Is Jameson a whiskey? Because I remember a couple years ago, I was at my kid's place for, I guess it was Thanksgiving or was it New Year's? And they had some Jameson over there. And I don't think I ever drank Jameson before, but I think it was the Jameson I really, really, really liked. Because I've always been mainly just a beer guy, pretty much. But I drank the Jameson and it was so good. It was like, and I think is it whiskey or whatever it is? And it's gin? Well, maybe I'm thinking of a different, maybe it's not Jameson. Um, no, sorry, that's Hendrix. I think Jameson is it a Scotch whiskey? Whatever it is, but it was surprisingly good because whiskeys can be pretty harsh sometimes, but this stuff was smooth and good and had a good taste to it. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was Jameson, because I don't think I've had it since. And there's been a few times where I was going to buy something and I was trying to remember what it was, and then I ended up not buying anything because I can't remember what it was for sure. But I think it was Jameson. So if I ever have the opportunity, I'm going to try that again someday and see if that was it because I really liked it. But I don't think I've had it since then. That was like a couple years ago. Um, yeah, Irish whiskey. Yeah, I think that's it. Pretty sure. So I like that. And that I think that was the first and only time I've ever had it. But if I ever have it, any like whiskey, I think I'm gonna go with the Jameson. I love a expensive single malt Scotch, but I can't justify the money. Yeah, special occasions maybe. Save it for special occasions. Like when Warlock wins, stuff like that. Um, yeah, save it for a special occasion. Belvini, Doublewood 17, Wonder Dreams, and No Hangover. Yeah, that's always a plus. Okay, so anyhow, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. And I want to thank everybody for being here, for indulging me, and hanging out with me, letting me blather on about the stuff I blather on about. Um, and I'll be here again Thursday. West Webb says, whoa, 11 on the whoa, that's done yet. And for my sister's birthday and Christmas and New Year's, yeah. Um, so thanks for being here. I'm up here at the 16th floor of the Strat Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. Hopefully Thursday, I'm hoping I'll be on the road by then. So hopefully I'll be somewhere. Yeah, hopefully I'll be somewhere. But hopefully not here. Hopefully I'll be out on the road. But if not, I'll probably be here at the Strat. If the truck's not up and running, then I'll probably be here. So in the meantime, see everybody Thursday. See you Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Right? Tuesdays and Thursdays. Right here. Same channel. Same time. And I'm talking a bottle per celebration. All right, Canavado, we'll see you Thursday. Thanks, West Webb. Good luck on the truck. Does the truck have a name? No, I don't really do that. I think I just call it Betsy. Like, oh, come on. No, I don't even do that. I'm not one of those people that names cars and trucks. I know some people do, or sometimes I do, and then it only lasts for like a week, and I don't stick with it. To me, it's an inanimate object, and you know, I don't really name inanimate objects. All right, so the coffee's done. I'm done, and I will see you guys Thursday. And I will see you, I'm sure, in the chats. I'll be seeing you probably on the House Sparks show. I'll be seeing you on Liberal Dan show probably. Be seeing you. Where else do I see you guys? I see you guys all over the place, and I will say hi as always. And let's go ahead. I know it doesn't sound very good, but I just got to do it. Just got to do this here. All right. This, I can barely hear it, but all right, guys. I'll see you next Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And who knows where I'll be broadcasting from? It could be a rest area out there on the side of the road, the side of the highway. Could be a truck stop like a TA or Pilot or Love's or Petro or some no-name place. Who knows? It could be that's right, a Walmart parking lot. That's been known to happen. So until then, you keep the shiny, no, you keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up. And the good Lord willing that the creek don't rise and the creek don't rise. The good Lord willing. I totally butchered that. But anyhow, you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Hopefully, I'll see you there on next Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. All right, guys. Guys and gals. Guys and gals. Guys. All right. Thanks for being here, man. It's an honor and a pleasure. And so happy to have you guys here. So thank you for being here. And I'll see you when I see you. Ciao.